What's up, people? I'm George, and this is Marvelous Statues, the show where we get to unbox and review some of the coolest statues and collectibles known to man. And on today's episode, we are taking a look at the Avengers Assemble Incredible Hulk by Sideshow Collectibles, so stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. As I stated earlier, I'm George, aka The Marvelous Knight, and we are here doing a review of the Incredible Hulk from the Avengers Assemble line by Sideshow Collectibles. So this one is the fourth in the line. They came out with an Iron Man, a Captain America, a Thor, then the Hulk, and then they're also coming out with a Wasp next. So these are all a 1/5 scale line, but he's a big bastard. He's pretty freaking huge, man. So I was really impressed with this one when I unboxed it. If you missed that, we did a live show. My brother helped me out. We unboxed this statue. It was pretty dope. So let's get into, everybody knows who the Hulk is, you know. Bruce Banner. He got gamma radiation during an experiment, turned into the Incredible Hulk, and he goes butt wild whenever he gets mad. So everybody knows that. They've seen the Avengers movies. This one here is based on a more classic version of the comic. So you have a more classic portrait. And that's what Sideshow was going for with this line. So it's kind of like a classic meets modern type of thing going on. This is an exclusive version. So the exclusive comes with another portrait, which looks like this. This is more of like a Deo Keown style. I don't know, I hope I'm pronouncing that artist's name correctly. I know I'm the butcher of names, but you know, I try. So this one's not too bad. I like the portrait itself. We'll go into how I feel about it when I put it on and show you guys what it looks like, but that's what it comes with. So let's get started with the box, and I'll show you that. So this is the box. So you can see it's very big. They have, like all of the Avengers Assemble line, it has a gray metallic type of appearance to it. There's kind of like a texturing going around it, and then they have like old school comics in like a silhouette or more of like a watermark behind the darker gray. Each one of the Avengers has a different symbol here. So this one has the Hulk logo. The Iron Man has one that looks like the Iron Man helmet, I believe. Cap, I think, has the Cap helmet or the shield. I haven't seen the other two, so I don't know about that. As you go around, there is the Avengers A that goes around it, which is pretty cool. And then Avengers Assemble on the side. So big box. Inside is a white styrofoam with the usual tape that you would get from Sideshow, and then it came in a shipper box without any foam corners, which is kind of a downer. I feel like if you're going to take and go through the trouble of making a nice looking art box like this, you know, at least you could put the corners in there so you don't have issues like this, where the corners get dented from UPS having a ball with the shipping. So that's just my opinion, but that's pretty cool. Not too bad for a box. All right, so let's get into the sculpt. So starting out with the base is very similar to the other Avengers Assemble line. It has a rock formation. So each one of the Avengers has a similar style, and they're meant to be proximity bases so that you can put them close together and it looks like one big set, but they don't actually connect. It's very nice. Lots of nice texturing going on. There's these pebbles and rocks all over the place, which I think is a really nice touch. And they got several different colors going on, you know, browns and grays. So it does have a nice effect to it. Also, something that I thought was pretty cool was in the actual base, there's a footprint for when the Hulk stepped down. And I think they got that from doing the Hulk versus Wolverine diorama. They did the same, something similar there. So I thought that was pretty cool. Other than that, it's just a regular basic rock formation base, and I think it goes well with the other set, so I think that's cool. Moving up into the Hulk himself, they did a nice job with the sculpt. I think the sculpt is fantastic. It has a lot of beautiful texture going on in the skin. You can see all the pores, wrinkles in the knees, you know, the veins going on in the feet. I think they did a great job with that. The texture work in the shorts it's insane. It's crazy. Or pants. I think they're ripped, so they look like shorts. But all of the tears and rips that they have going on in there looks amazing. And the texture work on the shorts, it separates itself from the skin, so it gives a nice contrast. So I think it's really cool. Also, there's a lot of splits and tears in the pants, so it gives it that impression that it's stretching at the seams as the Hulk grows. So I think that's really neat. And then unlike what they did with the Hulk versus Wolverine, when it came to the top area, instead of leaving it smooth, they gave it a little bit of texture there. So I think that was a better job. The Hulk torso, you know, just like what you'd expect from the Hulk, lots of bulging muscles, really nice texture work there as well, just similar as it is in the knees and the feet. And then, you know, moving up into the arms, they look huge, and he's massive and ready to pummel something. So it just has a lot of strength, which I think is really nice. Really cool vein work going on there, and they have nice coloring for that. So I think that's pretty nice. The portraits, you have the classic portrait. This is what comes with the regular version of the Hulk. If you get the non-exclusive version, I think they call it collector's edition. I think this portrait to me is my favorite. It looks very much like the classic version of the Hulk, which I think is neat. Has the larger eyebrows, and he just looks mean and mad. And I think with the right light, you know, you can barely see the eyes, and it gives kind of like a dark area to the eyes. So it makes it look more menacing, which I think is really cool. Also, what's neat to note is in the back where the head meets, because this is actually removable because you can replace it with the other head, is a lot of neck folds. So when the head goes into place, if you're standing from a distance, it makes it very difficult to see the seam. So I think that was a real nice touch that they did with this particular head. And then from the front, you can't even see the seams. So I think they did a good job there. The teeth look really good, and the paint work there looks awesome. So I think they did a great job with that. So moving on to the exclusive head, which is this one. I like the expression on this one, just like as I like the expression on this one. But this particular head, as my brother pointed out, looks kind of like a peanut on this body. So I think that kind of takes away from it, although it does make the Hulk look bigger. So I think that's kind of cool too. Also, because of the smaller head, the seam in the back is a little more evident than it was with this head. So that's something to consider. But overall, I think they did a good job with this one too. You can see the tongue, when the tongue has a very nice little gloss paint to it. So it has a little contrast there. And, you know, he has that angry appearance, and it looks good. So I think that's pretty nice. The only thing that I can say when it comes to the paint work, I think they did a good job with the paint. Overall, I think it's very vibrant. I love the color going on in the skin. You have different tones of greens to give it nice shading, so I think that's perfect. I think that they kind of missed the boat when it came to the feet. When I got to see the Iron Man in the Avengers Assemble, when he was on the Rock, there was a lot of weathering and dirt all over the armor, so I thought that was really cool. Gave it some nice weathering and more depth, I think, in the color. They did the same thing with the Hulk versus Wolverine. If you saw that one, saw my review on that one, there was mud and all kinds of dirt and grime on the feet because, you know, the Hulk is running around. In this one, not so much. You know, you don't see any kind of dirt anywhere on the feet. Even on the back foot, it's a little bit gray, but there's no evidence that he's been running barefoot. You know, it almost looks like he's just stepped onto tile. That could be because of the smoother surface here, but there's a lot of rocks and pebbles, which would suggest that this would have more dirt. You know, and I would expect to see that on his feet. So I think they kind of missed it there. As far as the paint application, it is very, very sharp and clean. There's no areas where I saw where the green is oversprayed onto the purple, or the purple areas is oversprayed onto the green. Everything looks nice and sharp and clean. So they did a good job there. The QC on this one, I think, was done pretty well. So in my opinion, overall, I think the sculpt looks fantastic. So, you know, good job. All right, so before we give this a rating, let's take a measurement of it. I'm pretty sure some of you have seen the unboxing. Some of you may have not. That would be of interest to you guys, so let's check that out. So although he's a 1/5 scale, he's a big statue. This thing is huge. So he stands from the back roughly 23 inches tall at the height of the fist here, the height of the right fist. So that's pretty tall. Width-wise, which he would probably be displayed this way, he's sitting somewhere in the 14 inches wide range. And depth, try to get in there without touching it. Depth, he's about 15 to 16 inches in depth. So He could fit into a Besta, but you'd probably have to adjust the height of the Besta to be able to compensate for the height. As far as 1/5 scale statues go, as I stated earlier, he's pretty big. So, you know, that's something that when you see him, it automatically hits you. It's an impressive size. So equally, his weight is pretty hefty too. I'm not going to bring the scale out for this one, is because it takes a little bit of work to lift him by myself. So he does have a pretty decent weight for his size. So overall, good quality. All right, so let's give this thing a rating. So starting out with the packaging, I feel that the packaging is pretty fair, something that we would expect to see from Sideshow. Nice artwork on the outside of the box, styrofoam protector for the statue itself, and then it's wrapped in tape. No foam corners for the box, so that was kind of a minus. I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10 for the box, and that's simply because they didn't put foam corners, and this box in particular came dented in the corner. You know, it is a concern for me when you take and ship a statue this heavy. You know, you should probably have a little more protection. So 8.5 out of 10. All right, so moving on to the sculpt. I think the sculpt is fantastic. I think they did a great job on the sculpt altogether. You know, lots of nice texture work going on. Everything I would expect to see from the Hulk, very similar to what I got in the Hulk versus Wolverine statue. So as the standalone Hulk statue, I think it's impressive and fantastic. I give it a 10 out of 10 for the sculpt. Great job there. For paint, I think the paint is also done very nicely. Lots of vibrant colors, just like what I would expect to see from the Hulk. You know, lots of nice clean lines. You know, no areas where I feel that they bled and took in, did pad QC. But I do feel that they missed the boat a little bit when it came to some of the paint work on the feet. I think they could have done a little bit more to make it feel like, you know, he's been in the grime and he's been dirty. So for that, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. So that's what I say there. Now, as far as the value goes, I think that it's a nice statue. I think it's pretty cool. I do feel that it is a little bit up there in price for a 1/5 scale statue. You do get an extra head, which is pretty nice. You know, you do get a little bit of a discount if you don't get this particular version. But when you consider that the Hulk versus Wolverine came out just a little before this one, and you get Wolverine also in the statue, I feel like, you know, it's a little bit lacking. You know, it could have been dropped in price. I felt a little bit more. You know, the Hulk versus Wolverine, I think, was right around $650, and then this one was about $600. So for that, I would give the value a 7. I think it's a great statue. I just feel that it was a little bit pricey for, you know, all that you get with this one. So that's an 8.5 for the packaging, a 10 for the sculpt, a 9 for the paint application, and a 7 for the value, which puts it at an overall average of 8.6 out of 10, which puts it right in the great statue range. And I think that's pretty cool. It's an awesome statue, and I think anybody that gets this statue would be happy with it. It's a really nice piece. But if you guys have watched our last unboxing video for this one right here, you know that we are giving this statue away right now. So if you guys are interested in picking this one up, you guys want to get it for free, head over to mcecentral.com. I'm putting a link to the actual contest right here on the screen. You guys got to go over there, fill out the form, and that'll put you in the entry. There's only one day left for this. It closes at midnight on Thursday. So definitely head over there if you're interested in picking this one up, and you'll get it for free. Just head over there and fill out that form. We're going to announce the winner on Saturday during the Collecting News episode. That's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll announce the winner at that point and let you guys know who won this bad boy. So definitely head over to the website if you're interested in getting this one. So that concludes our review of the Incredible Hulk from the Avengers Assemble line by Sideshow Collectibles. I hope you guys had a good time. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you're new here, please hit subscribe. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter if you ever feel like chatting. And head over to the MCE Central website if you want to see any of our old videos for the unboxings or any of our reviews or any of the other content we have on there. There's so much going on at mcecentral.com. Just head over there and check all that stuff out. You won't be disappointed. So we're going to be coming back at you with more reviews just like this one and other unboxing videos. So stay tuned for all of that. And until then, keep it marvelous.